Calvin, there's also been revelations this week around Harry's lawsuit, including that his lawyer used a hacker. Seems like an odd choice given the nature of the action.
I know, it's quite sad, isn't it? Especially considering a lot of his law case is centered around his phone line being hacked all those years ago and the data being leaked. But it just shows the entitlement here, doesn't it? That the rules are not for him, the rules are for everyone else. And if someone breaches the rules in regards to him, they should be punished. But if he breaches the rules, that's fine. I think that's terrible. You know, they've missed deadlines, they've not signed paperwork, they're not doing things properly because they are entitled. And no one actually talks about this phone hacking. I remember how it worked back in the day. All it meant was that someone could phone in their mobile phone number and click into the voicemail and listen to the voicemail. There was no, you didn't need a special hacker, you didn't need a special kit, a black box or anything. All it was is people dialed the phone number of the prince, they pressed star to get to his voicemail, typed in the default pin and listened to his voicemail. So there's no clever thing going on there. It just meant that the prince hadn't changed his default pin on his voicemail. So I think that needs a bit more awareness going on as well.
And Kinsey, Harry's lawyer has also produced some apparently new evidence this week, but it isn't going to help. The court's knocked it back. What's happened?
Yeah, so what happened was Harry's representative presented the judge with a letter from a journalist that, according to reports, is one of the authors of one of these articles that was presented to the judge. And the journalist allegedly gave them their sources, let Harry and his attorney know how they got the information that was involved in this story. But the judge said this is 10 days after we've closed your ability to provide evidence. Harry's attorney pushes back and says, well, I believe that you should just take a look at this. Maybe it's not entered into evidence, but maybe you should just look at this to see if it should be entered into evidence. And the judge said that is special privilege. And the Mirror Group wouldn't have a chance to then challenge what I'm reading. So it got the boot. No special privilege here for Harry. And I'm sure he's disappointed. But if there really is, juicy stuff in there, I bet we'll see it after all is said and done with. It'll be leaked somehow.